Good afternoon. I've been doing a little bit of reading, and apparently snow suppresses sound. And yeah, I know there's a dog barking in the background. Which is why I'm not using my mic again. I'm being slacked on. We're having a bit of a snow day today. We've had one tremendous display of lights, and that was on Thursday night. It's now, I think it's Monday. I kind of lose track of what days of the week we're on. But we have now got solid snow forecast for the rest of the week. I go home on Saturday. So I've got 5 days of snow. Don't think there's any hope of seeing the lights again. Don't care. That's not the only reason I come here. This is like a mental reset, a retreat. Just allows me to switch off, chill out, and that's what I'm doing. So I thought, instead of being a bone idle bugger like I normally am, I put the snowshoes on. If you can see this, they're there, and give myself some exercise. So I've come out for a wander. I'm in the grounds of the cabins, and it is a woodland. And I thought woodland at home was hard. This is obscene. It consists of fir trees, the bottom half or bottom quarter of which have mainly got dead branches on them. Excuse me, my arm's aching. The fir of the fir tree seems to start half, 3/4 of the way up. And then you have curly birch. I was going to say burly kirch then. The only thing that keeps going through my head is barcodes. Because when I look at the trunks, especially on a day like today where we have no light, bear in mind we're still in polar night. I think Camas ends 17th, 20th of January up here, and we're on the, oh God knows, 12th, something like that. All we've got is the reflected light off the snow, so it's like dusk would be at home, I'm guessing. Trying to create separation is difficult. So I'm looking for snippets of symmetry, shapes. There's a nice little shot here. We'll just whizzle around. I've got these two trees, whee, there. And then just the path. And because I'm shooting at f2.8, I can't see where we are. There we are. That tree is fairly soft, and that is really blurred. So I'm not doing lots of vlogging. I'm quite enjoying just being out looking for images. I've taken a few shots that I'm quite happy with. A lot of the woodland up here is the same. I'm trying to find my way to the other side of the road. I think I'm going up and inwards rather than up and outwards, but hey, because the other side of the road there is a slightly different wood. It's a bit more open. There are still fir trees and lots of birch, but there seems to be a bit of separation between them. So I'm navigating by the sound of the dog. But yeah, it's quite challenging. Maybe not woodland in the sense that I'm used to at home, which I find difficult enough as it is. So I'm trying to clear my head, lose my expectations, and just look and start seeing things. Takes a lot to make me twitch, but my God, I'm twitching now. We'll have to excuse the lack of external mic. Oh. We're in a little place, a little fishing village called Kongsfjord up in Norway. It should be about 2.5 hours drive from Jucky. And it's taken me about 3 and a bit because I've been driving like Aunt Daisy. I'm a firm believer that don't know the roads, don't really know the conditions, and I'm not used to driving in these conditions, so I'm taking it steady. We had daylight for about 3.5, maybe 4 hours. So I've managed to drive up in daylight, which was great. I didn't mind driving home in the dark, but I didn't want to drive up here in the dark and back in the dark. The sun is setting. I say the sun is setting. The sun isn't setting because we haven't had a sunrise over here yet. But the colours, the reflected colours you get in the sky are in full force. And unfortunately, the subject I was shooting, the angle I wanted meant I was shooting into the sun. So it's a little bit of an overexposed image. The bright patch above the distant mountains, I'm going to have to pull back in post. But I wasn't coming all this way and going home without an image. I did another couple of shots over on my right, behind the car. It's too windy to talk to you while I'm doing it. And I didn't want to mess around. I know the winds are expected to pick up and I don't want to get stuck. But it was well worth the trip up. I almost wish I booked into the B&B for the night, but tomorrow's weather's looking very dodgy in terms of snowfall forecast, and I didn't want to get stuck up here. Because I could theoretically get stuck for a day, but I might get stuck for 2 or 3 days, and I can't afford to do that. I've got to be down in Sarasauska in 3 days. So I thought I'd take my life in my hands and we'll do a nice steady drive. And I'm just pootling along, taking it easy, not taking any risks, and just admiring the place. But this is a spot I want to come back to. In fact, the whole of this area I want to come back to, possibly next year, if I can drag myself away from it, jockey. So I am going to take a steady old drive back. I don't know what the time is. And that blew my mind as well, because Norway is an hour behind Finland. So I got into Norway only half an hour after I'd left Finland, and I'd been driving for an hour and 20 minutes. I looked at the clock and thought, huh? What's going on? Because all of a sudden my arrival time was 12:44, and the clock on the car was saying it's 12 o'clock. I think 45 minutes. That's not bad. Then I looked at the clock on the sat nav, which obviously updates automatically. It says, yeah, it's 11:30 or 11 o'clock. Oh my God, forgot about that one. But yeah, what a lovely place. Right, time for me to put my Bridget Jones pants on and head home. Catch you soon.